Hello, so here's the three wifies from North East Counselling Services again. I'm Carol Smith, the Commercial Director. We've got Marj Hunter, who is our founding CEO, and Lynn Renwick, who's the Operations Director. So she makes sure that everybody gets their appointments really, really quickly. What we want to do is help people live their lives and do that by reducing the stigma of mental health and making it not a taboo subject anymore. And today we're going to talk over a cuppa about Time to Talk Day and how important it is to talk. So anybody comments?
Yeah, well, thanks, Carol. Thanks for that. So it's just a day in the everyday life of us three wifies, so that's good. So I suppose, first of all, we always usually check in about each other and how we're all feeling. We do that on a daily basis, and I'm having a good day today. And that's not to say I don't, I do have good days, but I do have bad days as well, and I need to talk about things. And I think a lot of what I suppose we can talk about is we are the voice of our clients, really, because it's our individual experiences and then our collective experiences as an organization. And I know we've all had issues relating to mental health over the years, so it's just us talking, as you say. I think one of the things that interests me a lot is that a lot of our clients have said over the years that they've never had a voice before. They've never been heard, and that makes me want to stick in with this organisation about making sure people get heard. But I know talking about things is difficult, but it can actually help you work out for you what is really going on, and it can help you explore what you can do yourself about them things. And it actually, I find it helps, this is my experience as well, that it helps you to think differently about things, and it helps you to behave differently. And then when you start thinking and behaving differently, you actually feel better. That's to sum it up in an easy way to understand for people. But I know that there is a stigma around it still, and I think people are fearful.
I think it is good to talk. I think for me, it's there's something about that's like the first point, isn't there? And then I think, when you can work out where you need to take that, and a counsellor can obviously help you unpick that and help you try and sort of move in direction of travel. But I think the first starting point is actually just being brave, I suppose, and having the sometimes the opportunity to talk. I think what's really difficult sometimes within families is that I think people can easily forget that people's individuals' experiences within a family are very different. And actually, as parents, sometimes I think we always want to try and make everything all right and make everything better. But actually, you've really got to listen, I think, to your individual children, because it's not the same experience for everyone. And I think that's, for me, just enabling them to talk and really listening to what they've got to say. I think that applies to our adult work as well, because I think I think it's a lot of clients come to us and I think are really nervous for that first appointment. And actually it may take a few sessions before they even feel comfortable enough to open up to the counsellor, because at the end of the day, that although they see them as a professional, that's sort of a power dynamic, and it's about our counsellors making sure that they feel comfortable enough to open up and talk. So I think it's great if you've got networks around you and you don't need, because I think sometimes you don't need that professional help. You just need someone to talk to and that listening ear.
That's right. But I think that when you bring the professional element in, if there is a fear factor for adults, I suppose, in particular, and children as well, there's fear of what to expect, and then there's fear of your own emotions taking over, and there's a fear of self-disclosure. But I know if you think about it percentage-wise, I think there's something around over 90% of our adult clients tell us that they've actually felt better as a result of having counselling. And I suppose some of when I'm thinking about it, and I can only come from my own perspective, that my experience of counselling was the experience couldn't actually be worse than what I was feeling, because I was existing. I wasn't actually living my life. We talk about this is what we want for our clients, children and adults, that it's not about existing, it's about living your life. And sometimes it's about the right time and the right person at the right in the right place. The
Yeah,
timing is actually critical, you know, when it dawns on you that you need to do something about it. So
it's really interesting, Marj, because I was at that meeting this morning with the local authority and some other partners, and they were kind of talking about the new phrase that they're using is this bespoke working, and this recognition that everyone is unique and has a different set of issues, and the work has to be tailored to meet their needs. And I think, you know, that's not new to us. I think we've always done that, and I think we've always worked in that way. You know, it's our philosophy, it's our value base. We start with where a person's at, they're in control. They take, you know, the counsellor will facilitate a lot of that, but actually it's about what they want and how they see, what do they think will improve their lives, and what do they feel they need to address to get them to move forward and live that best life.
And
so
they've got their own answers, Lynn. The clients have got their answers. You don't give them the answer. Carol, you don't give them the answer.
But we can empower them to find it.
You can facilitate that, you know, feeling better. And I've looked yesterday, we talked about children's mental health, and I kind of harked back to kind of presenting issues. What were they like before COVID and what are they like now? And I have had a look. So the top 4 are anger, anxiety, depression and family issues. So the one that's kind of risen to the top, I think, and I can fully understand this because I've been crashing around for weeks being angry at COVID. So anger seems to have been predominant, where you've got your anxiety, depression and family issues, which they're always there bubbling away on the surface. They've always been present, but anger seems to have come to the fore, and we want to smash that out the way, and we want to smash that up. But yeah, that's,
and I think a lot of that, it comes back to the fact that we're like living in this like Groundhog Day thing, and I think that's really apt actually, because I'm sure I heard somewhere today that it is Groundhog Day today in some part of America. I can't remember. It was a really bizarre name of the community that they celebrated. But that's what it feels like, doesn't it, at the minute? It's just like every day feels the same. And you've got nothing to look forward and plan to. So I think you get angry at that a bit.
You do. And it's been out of control, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's out of control feeling, and as though you're not in control of your life. And I think a lot of us get really anxious or feel dead wobbly when we're not in control.
Well, that's like that. I said it was like a COVID deranged syndrome that would be an experiencing, where the anger gets mixed in with all the emotions, and then what happens? Your cognitive part doesn't come in. You kind of react with all emotion. So all of your emotions come bursting out everywhere, and you're not thinking rationally to sort things out. But it
absolutely.
but you know, everybody's experiencing it. But yeah, I mean, getting back, we always go off on a tangent, don't we? But talking is important. It's really important.
Well, we found, didn't we, that at the beginning, the very first lockdown in March, we set up a meeting every single day. Now, would we have done that if we'd been in the office? But actually, it was just a massive help, because we could focus on the issues that were coming up on a daily basis, have a chat about it, and then it's out there, isn't it? It's not stuck in your head.
Not in your head.
And I think when things are stuck in your head, that's what really drives you crazy, isn't it? You know,
I visualize that, Carol, when you say that, because I think, well, I always think we'll take it out of them, we'll put it on the table and have a look at it and rake it around and you know, poke it with a stick and see what happens. But yeah, that's the way I look at it. You're right.
Because it's a bit like a pan of spaghetti, isn't it? You know, the harder you boil the water, the more pressure you put on, the more the spaghetti gets tangled. And sometimes you've just got to stop and say, right, this is far too tangled, I can't do anything. Put it on the table and sort through it. And you know, if you've got friends who will help you, that's great. But quite a lot of people have got friends who go, yes, stressed, what are you stressed for? You've got a great life, have my job if you so you're not going to talk to them, are you?
Just downplaying it, isn't it? And I think that's like kind of the worst thing you can do, really, isn't it?
It's minimizing it, isn't it?
I think a lot of people are scared of sometimes saying the wrong thing or saying the right thing, but actually I think it's more about listening, isn't it? And I think you often say, Marj, that's why we have 2 of these and only one of them. Because actually it's about listening to what they're saying.
Yeah, absolutely right. Thinking about this, what you say, you've put an image in me head about a pan of spaghetti. Mine was like, because I used to put my stuff onto you and Lynn, and I knew I was doing it, but I couldn't help it because I was so anxious. But mine was like a tight, do you know when you roll up a ball of wood wool, and you could just roll it nice, and it'll be a nice ball of wool. Mine would be that big because I would have it tight, so it would be a tight roll, not like a loose pan of bubbling spaghetti. It was tight. But I know, I mean, I must thank you, you know, for your support, you know, back to me, because I do get anxious, and it's something that I live with, but it does come bursting out, but and I know I do put it on you, but so I thank you for listening to all my anxieties, and keeping us on track.
That's you know, we talk about, oh, it's time to talk today, but what does that mean? And people worry about putting their worries onto other people, but actually, if you think about how much better you feel by talking to somebody about this stuff that's stuck, then, you know, find somebody who will listen to you and just say, I just need to talk. I don't want you to give me any solutions. Just listen to me so I can work through this in my head. And that's a really good thing to do, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. It's the best thing to do. It is absolutely the best
and
thing.
And not everybody needs counselling. But when this stuff is stuck in your head and it's there every single waking moment of the day and through the night as well, that's when you need to talk about it, isn't it?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you for talking so openly on Time to Talk Day. We will put this video out and we hope you'll join us again in the future for the next 3 wifies.
I've got something else to say, Carol. Okay. Live your life. Don't just exist.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.